Assalamu alaikum sisters, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I wanted to share a couple of tips of how to eat with niqab. So first things first, we're gonna go through some basics of eating with niqab, and then we're gonna have a small clip of me going out to eat in the restaurant and see how it works with real food. So we have a lot to talk about, so inshallah, let's get to it. The number one tip that I have for you is confidence. Definitely be confident with your niqab, whether it's just eating or going out, just generally. Just be confident. You're not doing anything wrong, and don't apologize with your presence that you're wearing niqab. Don't apologize it from people because there's absolutely nothing to apologize for. Be strong and ask Allah to give you strength, and the dua is the most important thing. Just make dua and be confident. Even if you don't feel confident always, like that can happen after 5 years of wearing niqab, that can still happen, just you don't feel always so confident of going out. Just have a friend with you, someone who's going to support you and who's going to uplift you and who you can concentrate on in the restaurant rather than concentrating on other people's faces and expressions. The tip number 2 is preparation. Be prepared. If you know you're going out that day to eat somewhere, just definitely choose a niqab style that works for you. For me, even after all this time, I like to use the most simple style, and it's this type of niqab that the face part travels all the way to the back here and giving as much coverage as you can have while you're lifting it up. Also have the right technique. The first technique that I like to use most commonly is just me putting my hand under the jilbab, or under the niqab, of course, and the niqab rests over my forearm, and then I'm gonna just grab with these fingers from the right side and just lift up from here, and you direct your food from here. You can also, this is my thumb, you can also move your niqab away from your mouth with your thumb, and this way it just moves the niqab away from your mouth and away from the food, so there's less mess this way. I've seen other people, or some people, using the technique from here or even lift it up from here. It's just way dangerous. Some people like to live dangerously, I guess, but for me, I've just noticed that this way the hand moves the niqab away from your face and you have a lot more room. Just make sure that you have something on your right side, a wall or a big plant or a separation of some sort, and that way you have more protection from people's eyes, and it's just obviously more possible to lift it from here, inshallah ta'ala. The second technique that I like to use with a little bit more messier foods such as soup, ice cream, hamburgers, etc. is to lift this lower edge over my eyebrows like so, and then you have your hand under it like this, and it creates a tent effect a little bit. So, like so, that it creates a tent effect over it, and you have direct access to your food and you can visually see it, and it's just way sloppy free and you don't mess it up as well. And this way you can eat in a park, you can eat in the middle of the restaurant if you need to, if there's no other option than to sit in the restaurant, or it's somewhere that people can see you. So this just gives you a little bit more security from the people's eyes and privacy to eat without messing yourself and without everybody else seeing you. The third tip that I have for you today is using wet wipes. Just don't be afraid to use wet wipes. I always have them in my bag because, let's face it, I'm a mom and I'm a sloppy eater. So it's good to have wet wipes with you. And don't get ashamed or don't get embarrassed if you have a little bit of mushiness here or inside your niqab or on the side. That happens to me all the time. And I'm just sloppy eater. What can I do? I love French fries and ketchup, and somehow I always end up eating something messy when I go out. So just have a wet wipe. It just wipes it off. That's it. You don't have to stress about it. Just that's it. And I'm sure some of your other non-niqabi friends are going to also ask for you some wet wipes. As an extra tip today, I wanted to share my water bottle experiences. And why is that interesting? I don't know, but I'm going to share it anyway, whether you like it or not. I used to drink from these huge bottles, and because I like to carry my water in huge, gigantic bottles. I think this is maybe like, I don't know. I guess it's almost like 8 deciliters of water, because I I try to drink enough water. My husband says I don't drink enough, but I try to. So this was just a traditional one that you pour from, and you pour like this, obviously under your niqab. But that always gave me stress of drinking outside. I have to worry that someone sees my face, etc. So I ended up changing my bottle to this guy. This is from Camelback, but you can obviously use any brand. But the idea is that it has a straw. This one has a straw that also is spill proof. So you just bite it and you drink from it. But it's this way, you can just put it under your niqab and just drink. Just drink from it, alhamdulillah. And this way you are easy to stay hydrated, and you don't have to stress about other people seeing you, or you don't have to stress about other people seeing you drinking and having to worry about your face showing here and there. So definitely recommend this one. So now that's all sorted out, all the basics are done, inshallah. Now we're gonna go through the clips of me eating in the restaurant. Let's go and see how it goes. So chicos, inshallah. Okay, so I think I might get this beans burrito. That it's vegan even, like, and that's the great thing here, at least in this restaurant and many others as well, that they have marked the vegan and vegetarian options with green, so it's easier for you to find them. Okay, so we just got my main course, some sweet potato french fries, sweet potato fries, I don't know what you call those, and some smoky chili mayonnaise, I hope. And this bean burrito, look at these guys, like it's like this, my hand, it's quite big. Oh my god, that messy sauce on it, it's flopping on this side. I'm just trying to calculate, how should I eat this? Should I eat this with a fork or hold it on my hand? In my hand, hold it in my hand. So we'll see what I end up doing. It's gonna get tricky. So the first thing I do is, as I want to eat it with my right hand, so I need to cut it. I opted for the cutting because the burrito is so messy and floppy, it's gonna fall over all over everywhere. So we're just gonna cut it first into smaller pieces. I wanted something messy, I got something messy. That's a raspberry vinaigrette on top, by the way. Interesting combination, I say. What is going on in here? And yeah, with this type of food, I would eat it with a fork. Ideally, I guess a spoon, but I don't have one, so I'm just gonna have to roll with it. And obviously the first technique, it works with this one as well. You can just put it from the side. From the side if you want to. But then again, you can take bigger pieces. This gives you a lot more room to work with. You don't have to lift your niqab all the time. So if you use the technique number 2, I suggest that you sometimes have eye contact with your friend who you're dealing with, because it's just polite and just normal, and we're gonna get a lot more out of your visit to the restaurant. So inshallah, let's eat this all. So we're now done eating. Alhamdulillah, it was great and tasty, and I had to take half of it with me because it was so heavy. Just remember the tips that I told you. The preparation is the key. What you plan well, you execute even better. The next thing is just to have the right technique, have a right technique for it, and practice it at home. The techniques that you have, you can even practice in front of a mirror if you like to. And the last but not least, definitely not least, is have confidence. Be confident with your niqab. You're not doing anything wrong. Be confident with your niqab and with the eating, and don't worry, it gets better with time. You have to first fake it to make it. So just be confident. Allah is with you. Just make dua that Allah gives you ease in eating and being in the world. Just delete the negative people out of your life and trust in Allah. So I hope to see you soon, inshallah. And Assalamu aleykum.